Social Security conducting major records cleanup, marking 7 million listed age 120 plus as deceased. So they're going through these records, David. I thought it was amusing. The acting Social Security director said, well, sometimes we cut off people who are alive and they're entitled to benefits. Well, that's your defense? I mean, that's more dysfunctionality. No, I don't want you to cut off living people who actually are supposed to receive it. But what about the millions? Now, you just said in the last segment, all these people on these rolls, that might not necessarily represent a check going out.
Yeah, because we can't reconcile the system.
Because we don't know. It doesn't match up between Treasury and Social Security.
But how does this buffoon running the program not understand how the system works? And I don't know. It was working like this before I got here. That's everyone's excuse. And this is why we need the Doge type of thing like Doge. We need accountability, right? These people just run unchecked, unaccountable, and then, just the way it's always been done, so I guess it's always do it. I can't believe some of the software systems we're using to run these programs. These programs that are taking 25% of our spend per year or more, these programs, and we have no upgrades to the software system. I mean, you know how cheap and easy that would be to do? Why do we have 1,208 offices for Social Security when they weren't even staffed? 87% of them sat empty for over 5 years, and some of them still sit empty this day. We're paying rent or own the buildings, paying to maintain them, paying property, whatever. It's insane. But with a program, you could simply identify this. Two-factor authentication, like when you sign in just about any website with real data today, you're typically going to get like a text or an authenticator on your phone or an app before you can even log in with a password. Social Security could be set up the same way. You log in, prove your eligibility, click on answer a couple of questions. We verify it's you. Here's your check. Here's your benefit, electronic, and don't mail it out. Save the postage. Why mail it? Deposit it electronically, right? And they're still mailing checks to tens of millions of people. Think of the postage alone we could save there. And again, there's people that are on the rolls that aren't getting checks. But here's the problem. There are more Social Security numbers in the software, in the system, over 400 million
Social
Security
numbers. Well, there are only 350
numbers.
million in the country.
And not all are eligible to draw Social Security or get it or what have you, right? So it's insane. And so we need to continue the dismantling and take the chainsaw approach until we get to the bottom line. Again, they're probably going to break a few eggs making the cake. I keep saying that, but it might disrupt a few people. But if it saves the country tens of billions or even hundreds of billions of dollars, I'm probably for it.
Well, Elon Musk, keep channeling Javier Milei and use that chainsaw he gave you. What's encouraging to me, David, is, as Joe Citizen and Joe Taxpayer, I find this frustrating, but I'm encouraged because I see you. I see Elon Musk, I Jamie Dimon, we quote him often, JP Chase Morgan. I'm glad to see business people finally speaking up, people who have to make bottom lines match and have to know the numbers and so forth, saying this is no longer acceptable, this lack of transparency, this lack of accountability. So I hope that pressure keeps being applied.
Well, the very government that I pay these taxes to, and I pay a lot in taxes, right? Yeah. I demand they have the same accountability that I have to create my return. I have there's a deadline, right? April 15th as a U.S. taxpayer. That's your deadline. File an extension, but just so you know, if you've never filed an extension, your payment is still due April 15th. You don't get to delay your payment, right? So all the money is due to the Treasury on a accountability timeline, and then you're accountable to prove and have receipts, et cetera, for how your taxes are filed. We should demand the exact same thing on the other side of the aisle of what the government's doing with that revenue they are collecting and spending on our behalf as citizenry.